What up? What up? What up? I'm live. I'm alive and I'm live. Don't have a lot of energy right now. And I don't know why. But I'm not complaining. We are about to go live today. We are going to work. I'm just letting my homie know we're going to work on procedural generated content. The idea is I'm making a game that your left hand creates the world. I am live. Your left hand creates the world and your right hand destroys it. So, long story short, there's different levels. There's good levels and there's bad levels, and I'm saving those levels on something called an instance. And we can think of, I was tutoring a kid on Friday, and we were having a hard time. I was having a hard time illustrating this concept. I like to think of it as big data. That's what I call it, kind of like a cloud computing. So I'm saving all this information onto a cloud. Then I'm going to pull that information down from the cloud. So let me just show you what's the status quo of the game. Right now you go in there, put a little F11 action, you go in, boom. And right now, mind you, I have not touched the graphics or anything. Like, I want to get all the programming done, and then I'll make the graphics beautiful. So right now I have a situation that those are good seeds. If I spawn that, it's going to go level 1, and then boom. You see that? It populates. All goodness. Now all of these are going to change, and they're all random. They'll happen different every time. So if I'm at level 2, more things will happen. So now I'm going to do the same idea. And see, they all have collision. They all bounce off. That's funny. And now for level 1, you spawn bunnies. Bunny! Where's that bunny? There it is. Bunny. We'll talk about that later. For now, just know that I have a situation that it's only going, those are my development notes. Yeah, before I was having serious problems with frame rate. Let's check out my frame rate now. And also, mind you, I'm on my laptop. I'm on 60 frames a second. That's not good. I wonder if it's because I'm on a laptop that I'm on 60 frames a second, or if it's because I have something in my project settings. Frame rate. There you go. You know what? I'm not going to mess with this right now. But I think use fixed frame rate. Oh, bet. I can go up to 6,000 frame rates. My Lord in heaven. We're going to keep it at... This is dangerous. I'm just going to put $120. No, make it 90. That's the goal. The goal is 90. We'll keep, you know what? 92.3. Why not? That's going to be my fixed frame rate. Let's see if that does anything. It's at 92.3. That's awesome. So right now my frame rate is at 92.3. And that's important for VR, folks. So right now I have a situation, once again, if you guys are just tuning in, that you shoot off a certain amount of things, and then after that it populates a good world. I want to do the same exact thing, but shooting off bad dudes will make the world destructive. And obviously I can't just keep spawning AI like that. It's going to really overpopulate the world. So I'm going to shut that off and make that only if you're at like level 2, you'll start to spawn bad guys. Actually, I don't even want you to, I don't know, that's like a philosophical question, if I want you guys to spawn bad guys or not. Anyway, okay, let's just keep things simple. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to update the UI. Forgive me, guys. I need to wake up. I'm in Terrytown, New York right now. And I'm at the Lyceum building, and it's just draining my energy for some reason. Father in heaven, I command any spirits here that are trying to drain my energy to flee in Jesus' name. That's right, guys. I'm a follower of God. Anyway, back to this. Now I feel a little pumped up. I said a little prayer. We are all good. So make some levels here. Whoa, why is it? Okay. We just do a little housekeeping, some levels. Okay, so add some bad levels. If you can see the way this all works, excuse me. Back. Okay, the way this all works is I have essentially we got to think of streaming levels the same way we would think of Photoshop layers. So I have these different layers going on. And then over here I have different layers. These are the bad layers, so streaming levels. So these objects are only going to pertain if there is a bad world. So the first thing I'm going to do on my list is to update the UI. I like to do easy stuff first, just to get kind of warmed up, and then we'll do the hard stuff. So let's go to first person. We're going to go to the HUD. We're going to duplicate this, and we are going to make a similar thing. Can we just duplicate that? No. Make a text block. We're going to set the anchors to that side of the screen, and we're going to put it over here. This is going to say, let's see, it's not going to say text block. It's not perfect. This is just like development UI. Eventually, I'm going to really try to focus on the UI and make it beautiful. Okay, we're going to call this bad level, and let's just. While we're here, let's just justify that to the right. There you go. Bad level. And then we're going to do another text block right next to it. And we're not going to call that anything. We're just going to make it, I don't know, what's it, dark? That's cool, right? Okay, and then we're going to make a binding event. So essentially a bind, and we're going to call this get text bad level, and I'm going to call this one, we're cleaning up the UI here, folks, get text good level. So we're just going to keep it nice and clean and tidy. Okay, so we're over here. So essentially we need something in between. I'm going to cast to the game instance, the big data, the cloud data, cast to game instance. No. We're going to cast to our custom game instance, which is cast to game instance 2. Game instance 002. We're going to bring it out here. Now we need to do something else. We'll do that. Let's just keep it there for now. We're going to do get game instance. And we are going to get bad total fires. Hey, how you doing, Hans?
Hello.
How's everything?
Good.
Long time.
Good morning.
Good morning. I got your email, by the way. I'm sorry I haven't responded.
It's all right. I'm looking into what I got.
The t-shirts?
Yeah. A friend of Tommy Anderson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Uncle Leslie.
So real nice seeing t-shirts?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
So where do you get shirts?
Oh, yeah. Don't mind you. I'm going to be talking to my computer a little bit. I'm tutoring a kid online right now.
Whatever.
So it might seem like I'm a little crazy, but I'm.
Go ahead, fill out.
Thank you. All right, so we're back. So what I just did was I did a cast to the game instance. I did a get game instance, and now we have to get some data off of the total bad. So let's just real quickly go into our game instance, and we need global good level, global bad level. We need to get global bad level, not the total fires. Get global bad level. And we're going to put a return value, and we're going to do a cast. Now I just want to double check, folks, that that this is the same thing as this. It is local. See that? Local good level Local bad. We need to make. Oh, see? This is interesting. This is interesting. When I first went to do this, I think this is before I did the big data thing. I did the cast to the first person player. I need to do the cast to the game instance. Get to game instance 2. And we are going to do get game instance. And we're going to get the global good level. And we're going to hook it up here. So I'm glad we check our work, folks, because if you don't check our work, things go crazy. Alright, so let's just test this out real quick. So now we have on the left side, we have a good level, and then we have a bad level, and we're going to test to see if our programming worked. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. It worked. Now we have to do the same kind of thing with the bad level. So I'm going to go into my character, which is called FPS 003. We have set global good levels. We're going to do the same thing over here, and think this is under levels. We're going to do a new custom event, add custom event. And we're going to call this set bad level 1 global. And we're going to make it if the bad level local, rename this local. And we talked the difference between, so local, what I mean by local is in the actual player's blueprint. A global system is what we're trying to do. We're trying to essentially make this communicate with the cloud in the sky. Okay, so we're going to go to branch, drag it out branch. So we're saying if the bad, the local bad, blah, 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 we had a Boolean. If the bad local is set to 1, we're going to go to our big data, our cloud in the sky. In this case, it's called a game instance, as they call it in Unreal Engine. And we are going to get game instance. And we're gonna get the global bad level. And you guessed it, folks. We're going to set the global, and we're just going to add 1. So you get what's going on? We're saying if the local bad level is 1, set the integer of the global bad level to +1. Now maybe there's a better way to do this with less work, but this one at least makes a little sense to me. And mind you, I'm all new to this. Set global bad levels. So I love about code, folks. Like, you do it once and then you can just kind of repeat and keep doing it and doing it and doing it. Okay. So let's clean up my code. I'm going to make that a nice red for bad. Okay. We're not there yet. We need to have something fire this off. So let's see how we fire it off over here. Okay, we have this. We need to set good levels. Okay, so we need to do the same thing over here, but we're going to set the bad levels. Add a custom event. And we call it set bad XP levels. Sequence. I'm just kind of like seeing what I did up there. I added a branch, and then I have over here, we're going to rename this. We're just going to rename everything local so we for sure know what the heck we're talking about here. Okay, so if all this says is if the Boolean is set to 0, like which it is when it starts the game. I think we have that by default checked. I gotta confirm that. We're gonna cast to that game instance 002. must think I'm crazy over here. But you guys get me, right? Okay. I'm going to get that game instance. Alright. Uh-huh. So making everything local, everything global, so we know for sure when in the code later on it's not like, well, what was that? Was that global? Was that local? We know for sure what that was. It's good to name things, guys. Okay, so we made a cast, and then we are going to, we're going to get the global bad experience. Maybe I'm doing an unnecessary step. I'm not really sure. We're going to set a branch, and we're going to say, all right, if that is less than or equal to 10, if the float is less than or equal to 10, right? We're going to do it once because this is a tick. And remind you, a tick keeps going and going. Ticks, we need a control ticks. Okay, and I'm just going to do a print string. We can always debug this. Print string is going to be begin bad level 1. And over here I'm going to write good. And I'm also going to make this green so I know just right away. And I'm going to make this red, stereotypical badness. We worry about UI later, guys. Alright, now I'm going to get the local bad level. And I'm going to set it to 1. So essentially I'm just taking, by default it's 0, and I'm literally just adding 1. Integer plus integer is 1. So now, here, compile. Is that all we do? Nope. Then we're going to have to make the local bad level. We have to tell it, yo, computer, set that boolean to true. And then we're going to run off this custom event over here, and that's going to be set bad global. So what this is doing, it's setting the local to level 1, and then it's telling custom event to set the global to 1. So for show, we're doing 2 things here. We're going to set bad levels local, and we can always expand upon this, guys. And we're going to make this dark, and we're going to make, I like gold versus this. What's up, dude? 1 second, people. How are you? Yeah, how are you? Good, man. I'm doing a little live stream, so trying to explain what the heck I'm doing to the world. Have you ever done a live stream?
No. What's that?
So the idea is like, I'm like over here, and I'm like, there's some people who are, actually no one's watching right now, but I'm trying to get an audience, you know what I mean? And so, because I do a lot of nerdy things in code, and little by little, like, I'm explaining more, and so, like, I'm starting, like, a tutorial thing, like, if you want to learn how to do it, like, I pretty much talk about it, and for me, it helps me focus, so I'm not, like, dicking around. It's, like, dude, if I was doing this, not, like, by myself, I'd be on Facebook, I'd be, you know what I mean?
That's
So
really
it's
cool.
the fact that I'm being recorded right now and being broadcasted
Nice.
makes me, like, but it also makes me a little crazy, like, honestly, the hell you must be thinking.
Oh, he's there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you guys are painting the gym, I see.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. You guys need, I'll be here for another hour or 2 if you need help moving stuff.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah? You gonna start that soon?
Yeah, I'm waiting for John. Help start moving stuff around, and
Yeah.
and then we're basically ready to go. Just the paint. We're gonna do the bottom. Did you see it?
No. Let me just put pause on this real quick. Guys, I'll be right back if no one's even watching. Could I just pause? I can't pause. Am I paused? My bad, dude. Let me just figure out how to pause this. Whatever. Be back in 2 minutes.
Trying to be patriotic. Oh, yeah. The blue line
Alright, I'm back, folks. If anyone was there, sorry for that interruption. So, long story short, I'm part of this men's club, and dude, they just painted the gym, and it's so beautiful. It just inspires me, man. It really does. I don't remember where I was at. I think we were at. Okay, we're back in Unreal Engine. Okay, so we set the bad levels. We did all that. Cool. So we're saying, if this essentially is true, do this thing. We need to have a tick going. So where's the heartbeat? We have a tick, and we need to do the set. Bet. We're gonna do set bad XP levels. See what's going on, folks? So now, in theory, one last thing I gotta do is I got to go back to my HUD. Let's go to the designer. This text block, let's go to the graph. Let's go to the bad level. Word. I think that's set up. Last thing, I want to set the actual seeds. We're going to make two folders here, just because it's getting kind of messy. We're going to call it good seeds. And you guessed it, we're going to call it bad seeds. And we're going to put all the things that say bad seeds in the bad folder. We're going to wait for that. We're doing all the things that say good seeds in the good folder. Okay. Bet. Now we're going to go back to the bad. We're going to make one that's just like the good. I think it's just this one. So the idea, guys, is we're just going to we're not going to make it spawn a rabbit or spawn whatnot. It's just going to do a simple, just a simple projectile. Just make sure 006. So now we got to do the same thing with the bad fire. We need to make this a function, guys. We never made this a function. We never made that a function. So let's make this a function. We're going to call this collapse to a function. Why did it fail? Let me hit compile first. Collapse to a function. Why did it fail? Input touch cannot be. Okay, we'll get rid of that then. Bye-bye. Just get rid of that code for now. Okay. We are going to collapse this to a function. Cool. And this is called fire bad, but really we're going to call this fire bad 0. We're going to just keep it consistent. Fire good. If this is at fire good level 0, fire. See what I'm doing, folks? Just making it nicer. Okay. So we have a function. Yeppa. For some reason it happens twice. That happened in the good? No, it only happens once, so. Just making that happen once. And that is nonsense. We don't need that. Okay. So long story short, this is straight up the code from the. Oh, what is going on? Where's the problem? good. Depending on levels. See, we always have to do doing good and bad. We have to do both. Okay. This is projectiles. Okay, so now I need to do another one. Add custom. Call it fire bad. We need to do a sequence. And in this sequence, we have a branch that says if the player is at the local bad level, fire bad level. We don't have a bad level 1 yet, so let's just, we're gonna have to make one. Let's just make one real quick. I'm gonna duplicate that. Can I duplicate it? Yes, I can. We'll call that fire bad level 1_0. Okay. Beautiful. Let's compile. Let's go back to projectiles. Okay. So I keep it clean. Okay, so now we're doing, long story short, we're talking about different levels here. So we're going projectiles and we're saying fire bad if it's at the first level, level 0, fire this specific particular projectile. If it's at level 1, fire that one. We need that bad. That's just good. We'll call it fire bad depending on levels. Make that red. Okay. We're not there yet. We need to make the bad seed. So I'm just going to duplicate this. And we're just going to keep this the same. It's fine for now. The only difference is we are not going to spawn the enemy. We're going to just spawn the regular explosion. And I just want to make sure, yeah, we're just spawning the explosion. Alright. Cool. Now, one last thing. We have to make it not spawn the enemy. We're going to call it bad seed 6. And I think we all should be set here. Let me just save all. And I think we should be set. Let's see. Oh. Okay. Whoa. Just doing it twice. These are acting crazy. I'm gonna use the restroom, and then we're gonna go back and see why this is acting so crazy. It's firing twice. That's the problem. Let me go back to my projectile. Let me go back to the controls. Fire bad. Okay. Bad local by default. Oh, we gotta turn off the first one, guys. Let's see if this works. Still. Why is it doing this? long story short, it's firing twice. Also, I don't know why by default it's just spawning. It shouldn't be the case. Okay. Is it spawning twice? Is it spawning twice? You see, I have 2 bullets coming out. Actually, only one. And my frame rate is crazy slow.
Alright, see you.
Hey, Hans, thank you. I'll see you later. Take a quick break. Alright. We're back. So, 2 things are going wrong. One is that it's just populating off the cuff. Let me go. And the other thing is that it's still spawning the enemy, which I don't want. No, I'm just going to shut this off for now. This is bad seed 6. Okay, so let's go into our dude. We eliminate everything else. We're going into our dude now. We're going to take this one step at a time. Controls. When you hit the right mouse button, you fire bad. When you fire bad, it's going to fire the bad level, which is going to spawn and then add to this. Yes. Now, let's go to levels. Oh, look at this, folks. Let's just copy the same in here. I think that is a problem. So pretty much these 2 pieces of code should be identical. I'm looking at the top and the bottom here. This is for level 2, but it's pretty much the same thing. Do once. We'll go bad level. Then this should be identical. Alright. Somehow that worked. So now my good level's at 0, my bad level's at 0. So it's not spawning, so it's doing the right thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh! That makes no sense, because I was doing the bad thing the whole time, and now the good level's at 1. Let me go back to that thing. What am I doing here? Oh my god, such a simple mistake. Look at that. Instead of adding to my bad player, it's adding to the good one. Because I just right-clicked and hit duplicate. Okay, so we can get rid of this. We're going to keep the clamp because we don't want this going on forever. So the only thing I did wrong was I was doing the... So we're going to get bad experience. Right? And we're going to set it +1. Float plus float. I'm going to set global bad. Is it the same that I do local? This works. Bad, bad, bad. But before we do that, let's add a clamp. This needs to be a clamp. Clamp float. So a clamp essentially is a limit. It's like saying you can't go past this number. And we're going to say that number is going to be 30. So we don't want, because we don't want this going on forever. Okay. Bad, bad, bad. Whoa. Okay. 1. Okay, so bad, 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 bad. It's still set in the good level. I know the bad level is working because now it's activating level 1, which is the enemies, but still, something's up. Oh. I'm just going, look at all the things. Good level. I know what. To go back to level blueprint here. Okay. And rename as a good. Last night I was trying to. That's why. That's why. That's why. That's why. That's why. That's why. That is why. That is why. So right now, the level blueprint. Just bring this down. So mess. I don't think it works. Okay, heartbeat. we're going to do two things. We're going to check the good levels, and we're going to check the bad levels. We name this check global good levels. Okay, so we're just going to check the good global levels, and we're going to do something similar. We're going to add a custom event, and we're going to check bad global levels. And once again, we're going to do a cast. Get that game instance. We're going to look for the global bad levels. If it's equal to 1, if the integer is equal to 1, I just type in equal. We're only going to do it once. Set that bad procedure. We're going to do it here. So we're going to check the good and the bad. And this is a mess. But I did try my best to copy it. And it should work. If it does work, we're going to make a function. So let me just quickly iterate. So the idea is if the bad levels, all of these, instead of trees, all these rocks are going to populate. Just so I can have a visual representation. Okay. So, bad levels. Bad, 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 bad. Why doesn't it work? Why is it doing that? I was hitting the bad, dude. Okay, so obviously the bad's telling the good to go somewhere. So let's go back to my player. I'm going to input action fire bat. We're going to do it one more time. Fire bat. Okay. Yeah. It's going to influence the bad experience, which is bad. Bad, 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 bad. Just go to our game instance itself. We have a bad, we have a good. Now let's look at the global levels. We're going to set the levels. Okay, set global levels to good, 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 good. I know it's wrong. No. Oh my Lord in heaven. Look what I'm doing, guys. Such effing obvious. Good level. Bad level, good level. It's always like the tiny little glitch. Let's just double check our work. We haven't done that again. Bad, 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 bad. Oh, look at this again. S is caca. We'll call that caca for now because we might get rid of that. All right. Save. Let me try one more time here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Begin bad level 1. Cool. But I don't see the things populating. Okay, count my blessings, because at least it's not doing all the good stuff. I know that I'm at bad level 1, even though my UI does not reflect that. Let's first deal with the UI. Okay, let's go back to this. I'm not sure, guys. First of all, let's go back to our... Hey! How are you? Doing well. Let's go back. How's everything? Good to see you. Nice to see you too. Doing the length. Doing this. Okay. Maybe it's the underscore it's messing it up. I don't know, folks. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have an idea. I have an idea. I thought I had an idea. I understand. These are blueprints. But would that matter? We're gonna call this save as. Oh man, I see now. Calls rock. So before, I don't think it works with static meshes. Maybe it works with blueprints. You never know. So I'm gonna make this a rock. You know what, guys? I'm just gonna take a break here. I have no idea why it's not working. I'm gonna take a pause, and we're gonna examine it again.